Hello everybody. Today I am going to show you guys how to do steps 4 and 5 for our locker box, which is adding the dimensions to our drawing. If you remember, our drawing is the word dimension refers to measurements, okay? So hopefully you're done with steps 1 through 3. All right, and now it's time to measure the length of your dividers and label with dimensions. So taking a look at our drawing that we have here, you should hopefully have your dados added on here and there, okay? Pink to the outside, yellow to the inside. Now, the reason that we have those added on is if you take a look at our box that we have here, I'm going to have to zoom out just a touch. Oops, wrong way. Sorry. Okay, if you take a look, we have to add on so the groove will go inside of our end piece. Now, what we're going to go ahead and do here is I'm going to measure from the end of the dado, okay, to the other end of the dado right down here. And you're going to want a ruler for this. And I'm simply just going to take this and I'm going to bring it to the outside so my drawing doesn't get all messed up. So from here, notice how I drew my line off to the side to right up here, I make my mark. That's how long of a divider I'm going to need. Notice, again, it's not just on the white part. I had to add in those dados that we taped on. And from one point to the next point, I'm going to go ahead and measure that. And I come up with 9.5 inches. So I'm going to draw a nice line, leave a little space in the middle. Okay, and these are called dimension lines right here, having a start and a stop, placing an arrow where I want my dimensions to go, and then I'm going to take and I'm going to place in 9.5 inches. So that's how long I need my longest piece to be. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to measure out to the outside again, right there. And this is for this side piece over here. And keep it off of my paper inside where the grids are. This way I know exactly how long my dividers are going to be. And I'm going to measure this. If you can see it, I have 2 and 15/16 of an inch. So I'm going to draw those little dimension lines, make my arrows so I know where my start and stop are. And I said it was 2 and 15/16 of an inch. Same thing up here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to measure out, extending my lines first. Make the mark on the outside. Now again, the reason why I'm making my marks, my dimension lines on the outside is so it's easier for me to tell how long I have to cut my pieces. All right, make my dimension lines. And that one's 3 inches. Oh, that's going to be a nice, easy cut. Okay, have my dimension lines with my arrows. And I'm going to put 3 inches right inside of there. So now I have step number 4 all completed. It says measure the length of your dividers and label with dimensions. Check, got that one done. One little note you might want to write on here, make sure you place the dimensions to the outside. All right, so that's something you might want to pause right now, write down so you have some little notes inside of there. All right, my next step that I'm going to do is number 5. Measure and label where the dado should be cut. Okay, center of dado to end of wood. Now this part gets a little bit tricky. If you're looking at the box, our outline here looks all solid black. But if you take a look at the actual piece that we have, you'll notice that we nailed it together right here. Okay, so I'm going to need to make some lines here and here on my drawing. I find it easiest to take a Sharpie. You can use whatever color, will stand out for you. And you just simply make a line right where we would nail our pieces together. Okay, so you're just going to show that this is one piece. Whoops. This is one piece right here, and that's another piece up here, and then we have 2 long pieces on the outside. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to go from the center of the dado to the end of the wood because that's going to show me where I need to cut the groove. Now, why do I need to know that? Because when I set up the router, one of the other machines, we're going to set it up with the center so we get a nice even groove going all the way down. All right, so again, it's from the center of the dado. It says that right on your right on your direction, center of the dado to end of the wood. So you're just going to center of your dado. See, that's where I have this little line right here for you. Okay, center of the dado, make a little mark to the end of the wood. All righty, and I'm going to bring this to actually to the inside of my drawing. So center of the dado to the end of the wood, make a measurement, my dimension line, make my arrows for where I'm meaning for it to go from there to there. And my measurement for that is 2 3/4 of an inch. 2 3/4 of an inch. Now, if you had to count the little tick marks, that would have been 2 12/16, but that can be reduced down to 2 3/4. So that's where that one needs to go. And I have to turn this and go around all the way around the outside. So I have my little from here to the end of the wood. Now the end of the wood for this one, actually we can bring it to the outside. So we don't get, actually we'll leave it to the inside. And then to the end of the wood right over here. All right, I'm gonna make my line, my dimension line, make my arrows so I know exactly where my measurements are coming and going from. And then I'm going to measure what that distance is, and that's 3.5 inches. Oops, pencil just broke. So I'll use the marker, 3.5 inches. Okay, go around and complete all the dimensions on the outside of our drawing. And then lastly, we're going to go ahead and we would do from the center for our yellow ones, from the center of the dado to the end of the wood. So right here, I would go ahead and place a mark from the center of my dado to the end of the wood, and then measure it out. Again, you want to have your dimension lines with the arrows so I know exactly where I'm measuring to and from. Okay, and that measurement from there to there is 3 inches. 3 inches. And again, center of the dado to the end of the wood. Remember, you have to include their dados in this, all right? A lot of people forget to include the dado. Then, wow, we got lucky. These are all 3 inches. Make sure you have your arrows. If you don't, I'm going to make you redo your drawing. So 3 inches. So I have everything labeled. You will be able to work on this in class. If you have any questions, please see me. If you want to work on this outside of class, that is fine too. Have a good day.